Pope Francis is now meeting religious leaders in Bangladesh's capital, Dhaka. It's where the head of the Roman Catholic Church is expected to see a small group of Rohingya refugees. The Pope is on a 6-day visit to Bangladesh and neighboring Myanmar. He's been criticized for not mentioning the Rohingya yet by name. More than 620,000 Rohingya have fled to Bangladesh to escape a military crackdown in Myanmar's Rakhine state. Let's bring in Charles Stratford, who's near the Katapalong camp in Bangladesh, where many Rohingya are now living. Now, this visit is proving pretty difficult for the Pope diplomatically, isn't it?
That's right, yes. I mean, it's been described that he's having to tread along a diplomatic tightrope on this journey. As you say, he has not yet mentioned the word Rohingya since he arrived in Myanmar, that 4-day visit that he spent there. And it's now his 2nd day here in Bangladesh, and no mention of the Rohingya yet either. He did obliquely refer to them last night. He was referring to them as the refugees from Rakhine, and he was very loquacious actually in really thanking the Bangladesh government for all that it has done. The Bangladesh government facing, as you can imagine, a huge challenge dealing with these refugees. More than 625,000 now have crossed over into Bangladesh since August the 25th. I mean, we understand that there are hundreds crossing each day. At least 800 crossed the day before yesterday. There's been some sort of reaction from certainly Catholic, some of the cardinals here in Bangladesh. One cardinal saying that the Pope was not a problem solver, but he was here very much to try and prepare the hearts and minds for dealing with this huge humanitarian crisis.
And how is Bangladesh dealing with this humanitarian crisis?
Well, it's important not to forget that before this 625,000 arrived in the last couple of months, there were already around 400,000 Rohingya in this country that have escaped previous crackdowns by the Myanmar government. And according to experts here, it's estimated that the cost for this government of just providing those 400 with housing was amounting to around $1 billion a year. We've also been speaking to BRAC. BRAC is the biggest NGO in the world, often described as being that. Anyway, it's a Bangladeshi NGO. They are really struggling to deal with this situation, as is the UN and as are other international aid organizations. As an indication possibly of the generosity of Bangladesh really being tested, it's interesting that in the last week we've seen the beginnings of this plan being put forward, a joint agreement between Bangladesh and Myanmar to, as they describe it, try and try and send many of these Rohingya back to Myanmar starting in the next couple of months. It's a plan that the NGOs and the UN at this stage are calling pretty farcical. Also, the Bangladesh government only in the last couple of days has signed off on a $280 million plan to move some of the Rohingya refugees into temporary camps on a coastal island that experts say is highly susceptible to cyclones. So it is proving very difficult for the Bangladeshi government. Obviously, Bangladesh is a poor country, and so it's hoped that this visit by the Pope is going to draw as much kind of international publicity